Welcome. Good morning, everybody. My name is Peter, and today we are going to have a conversation with Terri Paetz, another Just Peter. Or this is our first one, actually. Just this is how they ceremonially the first virgin version of Just Peter. Sounds a little cringe, but let's get on. So, welcome, Terri. I have a lot of questions for you. So, let me get started right away.
Thank you, Peter.
In actuality, everybody knows you already, but you can imagine that somebody doesn't know you.
Okay.
So who is Terri and what does MTP Consulting do?
So Terry is a person that really likes to build relationships. So MTP is all about building relationships between not only the Microsoft partner community, but also what I like to say is the ISVs and getting people to really get to know one another. So that's what really Terry's all about. And if you don't know me, I'm a lot of fun. There's a lot of things that we'd love to do, and doing a lot of community events is one of them. Making sure that we're always in communication of the best of what's going on within Microsoft.
Good. Thank you, Terri. So you go to almost all events. You've been present for many years. So with all the knowledge and all these events you're going to, if you had to describe the Dynamics ecosystem in a meme, what would it be?
In a meme, my goodness. Okay, that's a very good question. Well, I can tell you the ecosystem is, I think, one of the top in its line. And as far as the community that goes with it, it's top. As far as I can't meme anything. I mean, really, I can only tell you that I've been in other ecosystems and there's nothing like ours at Microsoft. And looking at all of the different types of conferences I've been in across the globe, I can tell you our community comes together completely. We're there to help one another. And because of the innovation of, our ecosystem and how that entirety of Microsoft is building to grow, to help businesses and also to help, just the community itself, it's amazing.
So I'm not sure if that's a short meme, but you're fine. It was a good explanation and absolutely good. And we know each other already for some years. So for the people that don't know us, yeah, we know each other already. So that's not a surprise that Terri is first
Yeah.
on my show, just to be clear. We have been doing a lot of work for ISVs around the globe. So I wanted to have a chat on the reality of ISV success or unsuccessful ISVs in general. So maybe you can shed some light on it from your perspective. And my first question will be the number one mistake ISVs make.
They don't follow up.
They don't follow up.
They don't follow up the way they should. It's really amazing. I can do a full introduction in person. And then, in person, I bring that partner, put that partner in front of that ISV. And then I find out, hey, how's that relationship going? Have you been building off of this relationship? Because just because I introduce you to a partner doesn't mean you've built an instant relationship. I have a relationship with that partner and I talk to the partner quite often. But what I have seen with ISVs that I've worked for many years with and those that I just started working with, it is amazing that I can send out even an email or, like I said, in person, the follow-up process is not there. So what is a follow-up? It's not a follow-up. It's build a relationship, pick up the phone, make a phone call. How you doing? How's your family? How's things going? It was so great to see you. It's not an email. So
Yeah, folks, I have to agree absolutely with Terri. I think the biggest thing is they don't follow up and or they don't build a relationship. So they think everything is a transaction. So Terri sends somebody over and they just say, here's the order form, please sign here. And they don't build the relationship with the partner. I agree with Terri. That's absolutely the number one mistake a lot of ISVs make. And I'm being careful. I think it's almost all ISVs make. Well, that should be the best part of their business, having relationships with the SIs, VARs, and everybody else in the ecosystem. So good point, Terri, absolutely. And what would be your number two mistake
I think that not preparing the partner for actually engaging and going to market is really one of the other areas that I feel strongly about. I have tried to, allow the ISVs to understand that one most important thing that you have to do is don't expect the partner to sell for you. Help the partner gain ROI. Help the partner build their portfolio. And so that's where my mindset is. So that's number two. If you're not helping them build ROI, why are they going to want to use you? Okay, some of the product is great. Some of the, easy installs or, but what are you doing to make a difference in their day to day?
No, I absolutely agree as well on this topic, Terry. So how, you can have the best amazing product in the market, but if you are not relevant for a partner or they cannot make margin out of you, then it has no use. And you can have the best product and the partner will still say, I'm starting to code something myself. It's 1% of what you're offering, but hey, my margins are better. So absolutely. So Terry, I have a point of view on what separates winners from the strugglers or the losers, but that's not a very nice word. So
Losers is not a good word.
So I made it strugglers just to tone it down a little bit. So some ISVs grow fast, others take years or they are invisible maybe. So what is the secret sauce that separates them?
I think one thing for secret sauce, as you call it, we'll use the comparison of the smash burger. It's all the things that you like the most. And what the secret sauce has to do is that enhances the taste. Relationship building is number one. Allowing a sales toolkit to be there is number two. Number three is, I think that if you're relevant going into the market and really building, again, I go back to building those relationships. I think the strugglers, what's happening is that because of change or because, I don't know, when I say change, there are some ISVs that have had people there in their spots and they haven't moved. And, they're not transitioning out, transitioning in. That means that ISV is doing something right within the company, right? But if you have a lot of that's going in and out, you see that those ISVs struggle because of the fact that nobody's really on the same page. And that needs to come from the upper level. The buy-in from the C level needs to be, hey, look, this is the type of mission we have. This is the type of vision we have. And that's where the success starts coming in.
Oh, Terry, yeah. And for me, where the winners and strugglers separate each other is a good go-to-market plan. They listen to external input and they are partner-driven. I think that is, the way to go and the way to win, but not everybody has the same idea on that topic. So that brings me to the next topic, Terry, which is always a little bit of our, fight or discussion. Let's call it discussion, Terry.
Our debate?
Our debate. Let's call it debate. So Terry, we're not going to have a debate.
Okay.
So direct sales versus partner strategy. So sometimes we swear by direct sales, others double down on partners. If you had to bet your business on one strategy, which one would it be and why?
100% partner. I mean, when you have the direct, you're taking away from the partner. You should be actually taking those leads that you get in direct and placing them into the partner's practice. Here's my why, I think, because you're not only, again, building that relationship, you're not only building continuity in your product within that partner practice. When I hear ISVs taking on the direct leads, it cringes me. It really does cringe me because the ISV has been put there with a great product to take to the resellers so that the resellers can gain the ERP licensing and the licensing, margins off of that. And yeah, so I'm always the one to say, and this is the big fight because I've had this argument with, ISVs in the past and I'll stand my feet and stand my ground. It has to be partner relationships.
Yeah, so I agree. And I think what I've seen a lot in the field as well, maybe you've seen that as well. Of course, end customers can reach out to an ISV because they go on App Stores or Google, they find something, they reach out. And I think as an ISV, you have the responsibility to nurture that lead and to bring it to the right partner. Of course, what I always do, I take a little bit of the Microsoft approach, bring it to 2, 3 partners, because the customer has to have some rapport with the VAR as well. They have to have a connection, and you don't know out of the box who has the best connection, so you have to take it from there. But I would do also partner base and also the remuneration or sales. I think that's a big topic in our world.
Yeah.
A lot of ISVs have commission plans for their salespeople for direct deals, which means that salespeople don't spend a lot of time on building relationships with the partners, and it's very transactional driven. There is a big difference between North America and Europe on that one. I think North America is a little bit more transactional, where Europe is more relation driven, but still, I think.
How do you think? I mean, why would you say that U.S. is more?
I said North America, just to be clear.
Okay, so
No politics.
North America, don't even try. So tell me, where do you come with this theory, and or what have you seen that makes you believe that the North Americans are more transactional as opposed to the Europeans?
Yeah, so I can explain. I've been doing business in the US also since 2009 and the ecosystem. And what I see that in the US, sorry, North America, they will be easier to swap an ISV or to say, hey, we're going to go with ABC right now or X, Y, Z, while they have a good install base. People change more often. So salespeople, they don't have the long lasting time that they're spending in Europe to build
The turnover, you think is
Yeah.
quite, yeah.
The turnover is an issue, and I think the last couple of years also the massive takeover growth of business has made the salespeople a little bit more independent, so they make their own choices, and I think sometimes they go for a quick win, quick score, which is nothing wrong with it. So that's why I think there is, of course, always a little bit difference in America versus Europe. I think in Europe, we try to save everything based on a relationship. So we will even don't give a discount. Well, in North America, they will rather give a little bit of discount and get things moving again. So that is just my experience.
So you think in the North American area, they're bartering more than they would in email? Okay.
Yeah, but that is just a feeling, and I see that over and over. They are less, I don't want to say loyal, because that will give me they're more open to explore other venues.
Okay.
So in Europe, they're sometimes very sticky with their ISVs. So even if the ISV is not as good as they should be, the partner is very loyal to them because of history, customer base, etc., etc. So I think there is, but let's say this on the 100% scale, there is a 10-15% difference in attitudes. So it's nothing massive, but it's notable.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just my point of view. But I think it's an interesting point because it brings me to the next one. Keeping partners engaged. Many ISVs in North America or Europe struggle with partner motivation. What is the best way, in your opinion, to keep partners actively selling your solution?
Again, I come back to, well, hey, one thing a partner is going to want to know, it's depending on whether they're a referral partner or they're a strategic partner. Okay, there's two sides of that coin. One, if you're a referral partner, that margin's always going to be important. And of course, how are you going to gain them more opportunities? And so I think that if you're gaining them more opportunities by supplying them with more information, give them content to actually submit posts on LinkedIn, give them information for their website, give them case studies that they can work with. So I think that that's important. If that's strategic, hey, some of these ISVs are charging to teach their product to a partner. I'm like, wait a minute. No, strategically do managed services, help them get strategically perfected in actually, they don't have to learn everything, but they can at least get, this product on their billables and get these opportunities out the door. I'll always say this, include a sales toolkit. This is a lifeline for the ISV if they include sales, go-to-market, information. Just That's my point of view on it. And I know I'm extreme on this, but yeah.
Yeah, I have some former ISVs that you work with, and they all want to talk about the sales toolkit. So all come here, and Terry kept me absolutely being a little chihuahua, bite somebody's ankles about the sales toolkit, when she's absolutely right. Partners always say, yeah, but it's not needed. And then they hit a new partner and they have nothing to show for it. It can be as simple as content for the website about your new partner. Have a template ready for your LinkedIn post, have a press release ready, the logo, the text. It can be those simple things, but if you don't do that, say your words, how to go back to the website that you're coming from, referrals, etc. Just also for the online marketing part, I absolutely agree, Terry.
Oh my. When I look at partners, and I love our partners out there. There are some partners where their websites are like incredible, have a lot of good information, understandable about what industries they're really focused on. Even if they're not focused on industries, at least they're sharing where, but there are some websites that I'm like, oh, please go to MTP Consulting website, take a look at some of the references that I have, get marketing, restructure, redo. Because the point is they're not showing their real capabilities, and you have talented ones out there, really talented partners that could really gain, and all they need from the ISV is to have check, balance, go to market. The partner takes that on, and then also the content. But yeah, Peter, I'm telling you, boy, there are some websites I've been on, and I was like, okay, that was built in 1999.
Yeah, I can show you those as well. It's very interesting. And I'm like, really, what happened?
Yeah.
Everybody has their own flavor and taste.
Yeah.
But some taste has passed in the last couple of decades.
Yeah.
So just moving along a little bit, I think I want to talk about the future of ISV partnerships, Terry. I think that is something close to your heart as well.
Yes.
So for me, where is the Dynamics channel headed from your point of view? Because there's a lot of talk about AI, automation, Microsoft evolving strategy. We don't always know what is the next step in this one. So what does the future hold for ISVs according to you?
Well, I do believe that ISVs are always going to be a very strong hold within the Dynamics community, meaning that the ISVs are here to stay. There's going to be some of those that are going to kind of fall off, they're going to get smart, and they're going to go smart with AI, Copilot, Fabric, and do some things that are going to really enhance their product model, right? And as far as going to market with that, you're going to have to really look along the lines. Okay. We have some out there that have been well in advanced on their product. And now, Microsoft's kind of catching up, but not quite. Microsoft is doing a great job of getting really what they need to get out of the ERP system so that the actual small businessman really has a serious operation system that's going to really, help that end customer really profit up, and so with the ISVs, look around you, look at your competitors, look to see what's out there. There are some niche, but look, I mean, there's some ISVs I can go and say, wow, there's 25 of those. Okay, where's that going to be at this time, 2 years from now? You're going to struggle unless you're getting into the groove with what's going on with AI and Copilot, period. And Power Platform is going to play a good part of that as well. And you need to see your ISV product as where is it going to be placed? Can it be placed in also CE? Can it be placed in, it's not just BC. I know a lot in BC, but where are these F&Os? Are they also able to take some of this ISV F&O and take it into BC? There's a lot of areas where they can expand their growth in their modules, but are they crossing those valleys? I don't think so, Peter. I really don't think so. So if I were to say the future of ISVs, you need to look a little bit brighter. As a business developer for not only partners and ISVs, I see an area where we can grow, but we have to open up our mind a little bit more and think, hey, we've got areas we can grow. Let's go ask Terry. Or let's go ask Peter. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I absolutely get it. So from the AI point of view, there are two things that I'm thinking of. So there will be new ISVs coming into the ecosystem that have an AI solution or are building on top of an existing solution to make it more faster, quicker, better,
Yeah.
etc. I don't think that all ISVs will have AI ready within the next couple of years. I don't know, but I suspect that Microsoft will launch something during the S1.E1 about AI for ISVs, because I think there's a lot of rumor already going on this topic. So I think that will.
Actually, there's some previous stuff that I just blogged that I just posted today on LinkedIn that has to do exactly with what, Microsoft is planning right now in the BC space, by the way.
Yeah.
I mainly talk a lot about the BC space. However, I have the knowledge in the F&O space when there are big changes that are happening, and also with CE. But right now, there are some major changes and circles that are happening and going to directions North America. It's going to be definitely shared.
Yeah. So we both go to North America. We will arrive on the same day.
Yep.
We will hang out a lot of time, which we always do, people. So don't be too worried. Terry and I will go shopping in the outlet. It will take me hours before she will finish, and I know what she's going to buy already: a new Apple Watch band, because she does it every time I go there. So no worries. Very, very good. And just to get a little bit back on topic, if you would say one word, what are ISVs overlooking right now? One word, Terry, one word. I know it's tough. Or two words, maybe.
Wow. What are they overlooking? Relationships.
Oh.
That's the one word. It's relationships. It's, Terry's the huggy. When I go into conference, I'm giving everybody a hug. Sometimes people are like, okay, they're not that huggy kind of person. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you my hand. But normally I'm coming up and smiling and giving people hugs. That's just my nature. And I understand. And it doesn't have to, not everybody is like, the crazy little person that I may be. I'm just full of passion about what I do. However, I think that relationships, asking how you're doing, we all want to talk the business. We all want to get to know, product. However, I think it's important. Sit down, have a conversation about, hey, did you go on vacation? Did you do this? How was your downtime? Have you been building, just all kind. I think relationship is really where, it's all about business. You just spent tens of thousands of dollars to be at this, conference. I understand that. Where's my ROI out of it? Relationships.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think this is always a marketing topic as well. Like, what is the ROI? Is everything that we do on an event directly relatable to an ROI or to income? Some relationships, I think we have to have a flexible approach to it, because not every relationship will be money within 2 months or 3 months. It can take a year. It can take a long time. So absolutely a long time. So Terry, we're already 25 minutes in. Yeah. So I'm trying to get to the closing and the call to action, but I still have a little couple of questions.
Sure.
If you could change one thing about how ISVs would work, what would it be?
It really isn't coming from the ISV. It's coming from the partner. So here's Terry going to tell it the way I need it and the way I think it. And this is
your time. So no worries. Bring it on.
So if I can say anything, I would say partners, open your mind to looking at new ways. There's a couple of partners that I can really appreciate. And I think one was I talked to Jen, and I am just putting this out there because it is one partner that really I think is heading for success. And I'm just going to say Jen at this point. And then I talked to another partner, and her name is Carrie. And with these two partners, they've opened their mind. They said, why limit my end customer to only one product when I can actually open up a door for them to make that decision? Hey, customers are smart. End users are smart. Yes, they're utilizing your technical evaluation, your expertise. But if they see something or they like something a little bit better than what maybe you're offering, maybe you need to open your mind and say, hey, okay, let me take a look at it. It has nothing to do with ISVs. It really has to come back down, because unless that partner wants to really work for their end customers, they're going to evaluate all ISVs.
So just to comment on Terry, if Jen from North America, I will not say her name, wants to join me in the next episode, all good. She's happily invited. I suppose we see each other during Directions North America as well.
Absolutely.
Same for Carrie, as far as I remember. So one easy question for you next is, where can people find you?
Oh my goodness.
The answer.
So I am bringing in two absolutely top-notch German ISVs into the North America this year. I'm bringing in Cosmos Solutions to Go, and also bringing in Hammer Dice. And so, first of all, if you want to join a party, just contact me immediately. And as far as hit me up, hey, I'm on LinkedIn, guys. You can reach out anytime, and I am on my phone most of the time doing either live threads, or I am doing pictures and sending things out during Directions. You want to meet, you want to greet, hit Terri up, MTP Consulting Group. We can sit down and talk. If you're wanting to build your business to the next level, let me know. I'm here to help. Peter, you've always been, kind of my partner in crime in this area, and I appreciate you so much for it. I have completely over 7 ISVs on the floor. So that's a lot of ISVs on the floor. And I'm going to do a shout out right now. Okay. Steer 365's on the floor. Just if you haven't visited them yet, you need to. Yavrio's on the floor. You need to go visit them. Hey, and if you haven't seen Data Courage, you need to go visit with them. True Commerce will be on the floor. You need to visit them. Like I said, Singenhammer and Cosmos Solutions to Go. And let's never forget, Dynamics eShop will be there too. So it's 7 on the floor. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of partners out there, but you'll find me everywhere. And believe me, partners, everybody knows me, and pretty much I will grab your hand and I will take you to an ISV. That's just what I love to do. And let me tell you, I'm going to put you, I already know your practice. I already know what you're doing. So that's what I would do. I'm everywhere, but I'm there.
So that was a short answer to the question. Where can people find you? So I think, Terri, you go to Directions North America.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you go to Asia.
Actually, I'm going from Directions in North America. I go to Color Cloud in Hamburg. And from Color Cloud in Hamburg, I go to Directions Asia. From Directions Asia, I then go to Dynamic Minds in Slovenia.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a little bit of, normally we travel a lot together, but Terri she will go to Asia and I will go to the Dynamics Con, which is in the beginning of May in Chicago. So I'm not too cold by that time, so I will survive. So I think that's good.
Yep.
Terri,
I kind of am envious because I've been to Dynamics Con. I love it, but it's always at the same time as my Directions Asia, or right around there. And I can't travel. And I live in Europe, so I can't travel from the United States to home, and then from home to Asia to back to the United States. I would probably, I'd do so.
I have the same. I think I have 3 weeks at home from North America. Well, I have 2 other events in between, and then I'm flying back to Chicago, and then 1 or 2 weeks later, which we still need to arrange the date for.
Absolutely.
We are, of course, going together to Dynamics Mind, so no worries, people. We will be there. You know where to find us, on our terrace overlooking the sea.
Yep.
So, Terri, everybody knows where to find you. I'm happy that you also represent all those ISVs. For maybe you didn't know that, but for the next Just Peter, I also invited Daniel Schmidt from Cosmo Consult to tell more about the to-go solutions. That will be very interested. And I have a lot of open pending requests to the other ones that you just spoke about. So I think that will be absolutely amazing. So I want to like to thank you for the last 30 minutes. I think all the answers you gave, I fully agree with.
This is the first, Peter. You know that, right?
That's what I wanted to say.
I was going to say.
Normally we fight a little bit about something.
Yeah. There's always these debates that we have. Well, it's mostly it surrounds like maybe pricing or go-to market strategies. You and I have debates in those areas because there are certain ways. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm turning 42, so I'm trying to be more, more adult. So trying to fight less with you.
Oh,
Yeah, no, forget about it. So we will still have our little boxing matches. You always win for some reason. She has massive nails, so and she scratches. So I'm very afraid of her, which is all good. So thank you for these last 30 minutes. See you soon during Directions NA, and maybe we can do a joint recording there as well, like on the floor and hopping up.
absolutely.
That would be great. I think,
Yes.
you have to have a big camera to fit me in, but we can figure something out. Maybe with a selfie stick that we can
Yeah. There we go.
go.
Thank you,
Thank
Peter.
you.
I appreciate you, just Peter, for the first episode. I appreciate being nominated as your first guest. I thank you very much. I look forward to seeing all of you at Directions North America.
So thank you all for watching and listening in. Ciao, ciao.